there's always a bit of an edge to that game. And it's still a real big game of cricket.
A day that promises to be action-packed.
Not ideal losing so in the way we did.
All is not well in the world of Sophie Ecclestone.
Chaos.
I honestly couldn't have predicted any of the events from that day.
Kate's played a lot of cricket.
Enjoyed it so much, he's going to try and go again. That has gone all the way, the first 6 of the 100.
A bowler as well, that really, in those crucial times when it's going around the park, someone you can turn to.
Well gone, she's on a hat-trick, Kate Cross.
Well, that's a beautiful bit of seam bowling there from Kate Cross.
First game of the 100. She mentioned what the 100 meant to her and the women.
I just said to the girls beforehand that we're making history tonight and the result was almost irrelevant.
I think Kate Cross gets the bigger picture.
It's an amazing opportunity, it's an amazing sport, and hats off to the ECB for creating this tonight.
Kate Cross also wants to win every single game of cricket she plays in.
Kate Cross, who was with Manchester Originals, has gone to the Northern Superchargers with their pick number 4, which is, again, unexpected.
I mean, it was a massive shock to see Kate Cross going across the Pennines. One of the local players, the captain, had all the players with her. So for her to up and move, it was massive. And so it was one of those moments that you looked at the tournament and think, this has changed the dynamic here. This has changed everything for the Manchester Originals.
You've got Sophie Ecclestone, who's taken over the captaincy, and as a captain you won experienced cricketers.
I'm Ellie Threlkeld, the Manchester Originals wicketkeeper.
Scoop. Now she scooped it straight through to the keeper, she has.
I don't think we talk enough about wicket keeping, absolutely vital, helping the captain out.
It's brilliant, it's the highlight of my season for a domestic player like me. Sort of the biggest stage I'll play on, big crowds, playing on TV, all the hype around it. Being in camp with a good group of people, I've played for Manchester for 3 years and it's been a real good experience every year. It's probably got better each year. I knew quite a lot of the girls already. Got a couple of new overseas this year, so Amanda-Jade Wellington and Laura Woolver, I hadn't met them before, so that was good. Both absolute belters.
I remember saying that I would never play for another team other than the Brave.
Bowled up. Quick single, the shouts have hit.
I thought they signed well. You know, Amanda-Jade Wellington, she's a consistent wicket taker.
The Australian was even released from the Brave. I mean, she's not a player that you want to let go. So for the Manchester Originals, what a coup. Like, you're bringing in someone that brings the skill set with the ball, the bat, and also someone who can bring players together, very experienced and quite switched on and smart.
As soon as I heard there was a draft happening, all panic stations for myself happened because I was so nervous that in the draft system I wasn't going to get picked up, to be honest. I know, I was so nervous, I couldn't watch the draft. I literally saw the first bit of it and then I fell asleep because I put my phone and everything to the side.
Fantastic pickup for Amanda-Jade Wellington to go to the Manchester Originals. She has got a huge amount of success in the 100. She's been one of the players of the tournament, so very, very smart selection.
I remember waking up the next day and saw that Manchester Originals picked me in the draft and I was like, okay, this is happening. But I was just thankful and glad that I got picked up. New experiences, new adventures in any team sport or anywhere I go, like I try and make the most out of it. Today, it's Friday, we're at the paddle club. What do you think of it so far? Have you played paddle before?
No, I haven't really. I've played once on holiday.
Yeah, okay.
But I didn't really know what I was doing, so it's been good to come down and like learn the rules.
We got this. Remember, commitment, belief, and energy.
This is what they do in it before the game.
Yep.
I haven't ever played paddle before. I've never really even played tennis, so I was a bit reluctant to go, to be honest, but I was like, no, go on, I'll give it a go.
Oh no!
Oh, sugar! Everyone really enjoyed just doing something different, getting together as a group and doing something outside of cricket was real fun.
Oh, that's a great shot. That's a great... Oh! You almost whacked yourself in the face.
Me and Wello were like taking it really seriously, but we were a little bit average.
Oh, don't swear.
I was okay. Like, I just couldn't get the fact that you couldn't hit the backboard.
Nice. Yeah, no, we've got some improvements to do, I think.
We've had so much rain, and unfortunately today we have started off a day with rain. We are going to be keeping you posted on the weather, on the rain, and if we're going to be getting some action.
Rain, rain, rain. Oh, God. I'm sick of rain, honestly.
I almost forgot the rules. I said to Sophie, I was like, I've forgotten how to play cricket. So the first 2 rain-offs, yeah, really frustrating, but we were still in a position where we could do really well in this competition and sort of just focused on what we can control.
I think my shoulder's about to fall off. You know, Ellie. When you know, you know. When you know, you just know.
Cheers, thank you.
You're welcome.
The 100 this year has been awesome. Like, honestly, the standard is so much better. Like, obviously in tournaments like this, the first couple of years, it's quite interesting to see all the local players, and now there's so much talent. It's awesome. It's pretty exciting being here at the Oval and getting to play it here. I heard it's a full house, which is awesome, so very excited for that. The girls are very happy, like a really good bunch of girls, a lot of characters, which is awesome.
Massive day of cricket here as well. It's a double-double, and welcome to the Oval for the Oval Invincibles taking on the Manchester Originals.
You know, you look at your lineup and you've got Sophie Ecclestone, the best spinner in the world. You've got Dottin, who most probably hits it the furthest or up there alongside players like Lizelle Lee. And you've got the experience of Amanda-Jade Wellington. So they had all their skill sets covered. They were going down and they would have been thinking and feeling very confident that they had their side right.
On the charge, is it up and over? It says, finds the boundary.
Yeah! How often does she do it?
Moving away, this one straight to long on Sophie Ecclestone 100, comfortably pouches it.
And that is sweetly hit for 4.
That's got it. Stepping out, missing the line of the ball. Good bowling here from Fee Morris.
I don't feel like the Oval Invincibles have really pushed that total towards the 130, 140 that will give them wiggle room. But if you bowl well, this could be a really good game on here.
What is love, Ella?
What is love? Oh, only you know. Only you know what love is.
I don't know what love is.
I don't know what love is either.
I don't know what love is unless it hit me in the face. You mic'd up?
Yep.
What with this?
And that's beautifully played. And gets it away over short, valuable boundary.
Very clean strike.
Launches into it, straight down the ground. Does it go all the way? It does. The flick of the switch from Dottin. And she says, let's just put to bed all this nervousness. Oh, hands are up. Winfield likes it.
Got a review for LBW. Going to need Ultra Edge to confirm whether there's bats involved or not. And we've got 3 reds.
What a review.
The Manchester Original skipper Ecclestone goes for 11. Ecclestone is surprised, can't believe it.
Is it to hands? It is! Deandra Dottin, she's gone. Oh, drags the length back. chops it into the ground. And that will be a brilliant win for the Oval Invincibles against the Manchester Originals side. They felt as if they had a wonderful opportunity to take the points against last year's title holders.
And they were all well. Reflecting on the Oval game, how do you reckon we went? Obviously there was a lot of positives to take out of the game, but obviously walking away with the loss.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? I feel like we got it pretty close, which obviously means we're playing pretty good cricket, and it was a good game to be a part of, but then I think we're probably in a winning position, so obviously pretty disappointing. But yeah, like you said, loads of positives to take out of it.
Yep. There is nothing better really than the derby, but I think the Northern Derby just has another level of depth to it. It's like, as a player, you know you were going out into a fight, and so the players would have, of course, wanted to get their game plans right, but they would have had to be thinking, how do we make sure that we do not walk out of this competition? This battle, being the losers here, is not something that you want to be. You've got to play them twice as well, and you want to make sure you get that first win.
I didn't know much about the rivalry. I got told a little bit about it. Some things I can't say on camera, but
obviously everyone in this competition plays their rival team twice. There's always a bit of an edge to that game, and yeah, it's huge. But who isn't on our team anymore is Kate Cross.
Is it a bit different not having her around, like the MG?
Yeah, it is different. I think, like, especially for me, like, it's all I've ever known. She's been my captain for years and stuff, so yeah, it's different.
I think for Kate Cross, she would have had mixed emotions because it's arguably her home side and her home team, and the side that she captained for the first part of the tournament, and now she's on the other side and having to perform.
Big game for both of these sides. Manchester Originals will be hoping that the weather's behind them. They've been a little bit unlucky with the rain. They've got a win under their belt, at least one of them. And Sophie Ecclestone, leading the side for the first time, has got a big job ahead of her in this Northern Derby.
Such good hands out in the deep.
Straight back at her. That is so sharp from Ecclestone.
133 off 100 balls.
Up and over.
She's gone very, very, very big. There's no ground that can contain D-Dot.
This is excellent from Lamb for so many reasons.
She's hit that sweetly as well, and it's just beyond Lindsay Smith.
Down to 23 now, it was 30. And that is a terrific catch out on the deep.
Going straight. Oh, this is so good from the captain. Could she be leading them home?
Well bowled. Just chipped up.
And another big moment in this game as Ecclestone goes. What 5 balls that's been from Cross. Boundary would really ease things, and you can see Wellington is trying to do exactly that. They're going to get a couple of runs. A lot of movement. She had to wait for the ball. It was a slower one. This time it'll just be one. 5 required from the last. Right, 5 required. Need a boundary. Need to clear the rope. It won't happen. The Northern Superchargers win the Northern Derby. And it's a comeback that came from their new signing, the ex-Manchester original in Kate Cross.
It was a real good game of cricket, and unfortunately we were on the wrong side of the result. We probably should have won that game. We were in a position to win it, so yeah, frustrating, but we played cricket in the right way and entertained a crowd, and yeah, lost in the right way almost, but it's exactly what you want in this competition, close games of cricket, and I think as a spectator it was probably a really good game of cricket to watch.
We're here at a very sunny Emirates Old Trafford for a sesh today before our game tomorrow. Me and Sophie just heading over to the nets to hit some sixes.
I'd probably say the jokers are probably myself and Ecclestone are a bit of a duo, to be honest. I like to think we're funny.
Me and Ellie are actually the total opposite.
Yeah.
I do a bit more little than her. I wish I was this good at cricket that I didn't have to work that hard. But
The way Sophie has gone about captaining, such a genuine captaincy and leadership role inside of her that I don't think many people have seen.
I think Sophie Ecclestone is the key for me. Bat, ball, I think she's a tough cricketer. I think it's important for her, you know, someone like Heather Knight is not going to be around forever, and I think it is important that we do get some of our England players with captaincy experience. I think she is a genuine all-rounder in the making, and I think she should at times move herself up the order.
we had an opportunity to bounce back another derby game.
It's an opportunity to bounce back and put that previous result right.
You're going into this fixture thinking we still must win, we will get value out of this, we've got to impress for our fans and our community who are expecting that derby to be won. So going down to it, yes, it wasn't the ideal scenario, but they still had a lot to fight for.
With no interruptions, it's Sophie Ecclestone who will lead out her Manchester Originals team. It was the Northern Superchargers and Holly Armitage.
The few moments before the game, we had a team huddle and we were just like, look at this crowd, they're here cheering for us.
In front of a packed out stadium at Emirates Old Trafford, you've still got a lot to play for, and it's still a real big game of cricket.
Let's inspire them, let's make their day.
Mahika Gore was like, we call her Magic Meeks.
That is a big wicket with Litchfield in fantastic form.
That ball that got Phoebe Litchfield out, I think, was one of the best I've ever seen.
For a 17-year-old to bowl the way she's bowled in this competition is huge.
It takes something special to get Phoebe Litchfield out, and Mahika Gore is special.
Yes, it has. Wonderful. From Fee Morris.
Fee Morris is an absolute jet. She can bat, she can bowl, she can field.
You don't get many players who are proper three-dimensional like that. But yeah, that catch was also one of the best I've seen.
No, not is all is not well in the world of Sophie Ecclestone. Yeah, was she just stretching out the calf a little?
If she has done something to her calf, I think she might struggle to get back out there.
Looks like she's taken herself off here, actually. The captain.
Not ideal losing Soph in the way we did. Unfortunately, you know, that happens.
I remember being at Manchester and her walking off almost, in tears actually.
That was a massive moment within the game, and one that would have just sent the Manchester Originals a little bit nervous, because they're thinking we're going to have to try and pull this together and hope that the captain is going to be okay down the line.
Obviously I was gutted for her when she went off injured, and it was quite a big moment in the game, but I sort of relished the opportunity to take charge, and yeah, I got a pretty good view from what's going on behind the stumps.
You know, I helped here and there, and I always said to Elle, you know, I'm always here for you. I can do the fields while you do the bowling change.
When a captain leaves the field injured, you really need your senior players to pull everybody in quite quickly and refocus.
Oh, easy for Ellie Threlkeld. Another one for Threlkeld.
Yeah, I think I did all right, but I'm hoping she's going to play the next game, really.
The Manchester Originals put in a really good bowling performance, restricting them to 108. They would have gone into that second innings thinking, really, we fancy our chances.
During the innings breaks, I remember all of us girls going up into the changing room, and we had a quick brief chat saying the job's not done yet. We're only halfway here.
Here's Kate Cross bowling to Emma. Nicely glided as Kate starts with a delivery slightly off target and offline. That's an edge, surely there's a big sound. An early strike for Kate Cross. Nicely done.
Oh, straight through.
Taken. It's a good catch.
Once more, she is successful. Huge appeal, and the finger goes up.
And we had to be really smart about the way we chased those runs, and that was what Wellington and Bryce did really well. That partnership was crucial.
We just knew we had to take the game deep.
Good batting from Catherine Bryce.
But what they did was really good. They ticked it over and got ones and twos throughout, and I think that partnership was exactly what was needed.
We knew we were both big hitters at the end and we can finish the job, and then all of a sudden...
Huge appeal, it's got to be straight, it is straight enough for Jasmine Naeem.
I honestly couldn't have predicted any of the events from that day.
Brycey got out, Sophie's coming out with a runner.
I get out once, and then I have to go and get my pads back on to be social runner. And I thought, really, are you choosing me, really? I've got no idea how to be a runner, I've never done it before.
When a player gets injured and they're off, obviously if they're not able to get up and down between the wickets and run quick enough, you're allowed a sort of substitute, someone who's already been on the field can come on and do the running for you. The problem is, though, it becomes absolutely chaotic. Sometimes it's hard to know who's running. There's three players trying to get up and down, and everyone can lose it within a moment.
It's always good fun watching when a runner's involved. There's always some sort of carnage that goes on.
None of us knew what was going on.
Does Ecclestone nudge and allow the runner to go, or does she swing here?
Chaos, honestly. It was like, Ellie, you stand over there so I can see you, but don't stand too far. Come closer. And then Sophie's batting. I was like, just hit the ball, don't run, obviously.
We walk out together. I was laughing when we were walking out, saying it's like Dumb and Dumber. Didn't know where to stand, didn't know what to do, and I said, Soph, I'm 100% going to get run out here.
And then all of a sudden, Lucy comes in the bowl.
She's tried it.
Oh, she's run.
She's run.
I start running and I see her running. The corner of my eye, I see Soph running and I see Elle running. They're literally together running. It's so funny watching it back.
Straight to mid-wicket, and it's going to be a run out. Oh, there is! What is going off out there?
I actually think I'm a record holder, getting out twice in a day in a 100-ball game. Don't think anyone else can say he's done that.
Katie George comes in and I was like, you hit it, I'm running. We need two off two.
2 from 2, George on strike.
Just as long as you hit it, I'm running. Back yourself. You hit a cut shot. Rodriguez midfields.
Carves it away, it's 1 for definite.
Holly Armitage is running after it and we've run it too.
And the Manchester Originals. Goodness, they made heavy work of that.
Just a sigh of relief of, finally getting a win.
But they managed to get over the line in the end with 1 ball remaining. But in a frenetic finish, they have avenged defeat against their local rivals over the M62 here at Old Trafford.
Something I've never experienced before, but it was just good to get over the line in the end after all that chaos in the middle.
It was mixed emotions, honestly. It was, yes, we've won a game, but also Soph has gone down. So there was a lot of umming and ahhing about what to do, but we knew Soph is laying down on the bed crying.
Everyone was obviously really worried about Soph, and yeah, a bit of a weird feeling in the dressing room.
Yeah, as bubbly as it normally would be, but it certainly was bubbly, but not to the extent that it would have been. I tell you what, the Manchester Originals are something else, honestly. Like, so much energy, so much positivity, so much calmness.
Stephen Parry coming in as head coach spoke about sort of what Manchester means to him, and it was quite an emotional story, and I think that was really actually put into sort of perspective that it's a little bit more than cricket, and actually that like Manchester's such a great city and it's quite an honour to represent them. I think that sort of set the tournament up really well. Just in general, like, such a good group to be around. I think most days we've had coffees, we've had dinners out, and it's just like all those little memories add up to just being like a great group of people and makes the on-field success even better.
Going to museums here in Manchester and finding out, you know, what the whole working bee is about, and just little things like that. Honestly, it's an amazing group, and yeah, I can't speak any highly about that group.
We spoke quite a lot about attitude this competition, and I think that's huge, and like spoke about like when we're losing in the right way and we're doing everything we can to win, and I think that's something that we've done pretty well in most games. Yeah, we've been on the tough side of a couple of close games, but the way we've lost them games is exactly the way we wanted to do it. Obviously, yeah, there's room for some growth next year results wise, but we've given it a good crack.
The 100 kick-started my career again.
It's such a quick format that you have to find your form straight away, otherwise you're really up against it.
If it's their day, it will be a wow day.
This is their time. It's going to be their biggest challenge yet.